whatever, like I said, however long you stay, we're good.
I know at some point they want to have money. They want money, so I gotta go for sure.
Pay the bills.
Now, are you gonna selling your house, or you just remodeling it just to remodel?
No. I mean, I live in this house for a long time, but I finally could buy it a year ago. Now we're remodeling it.
Okay.
A lot has to do with cats, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The workers here cannot believe how anybody can spend this much money on cats.
How many are you up to now?
Oh, we're on the air now. Then let's say 5.
So we know how to we'll multiply
that. We have this guy in our gym from code enforcement, and he asked me once, "How many cats do you have?" I said, "Oh, it's like 2 or 3."
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
Well, your cats are indoor, right? All of them.
Not really. We have special fencing around the property.
Oh wow. Okay.
So they can get out, and even cats are like prisoners. It doesn't matter what you put up; they will figure out a way out at some point.
An escape route.
Either you turn in your backyard into Auschwitz, or they will find a way out. Yeah. I had those fences I bought from a company. They're special designed. They're called Perfect Fence. They're designed the cats can't go out.
Mm-hmm.
Mine climbing right over it like it's nothing. So I made a video. I sent it to the company. I said, "Can I get my money back?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it'd be hard to keep a cat in a fence.
Yeah, but at least the predators don't know how to get in. That's a big one.
Yeah. You got a lot of coyotes and wolves over there where you're at?
Coyotes, I have them sneaking around my property, but they can't deal with the fencing because the fencing are designed, they go up and then out.
Okay.
And there is a joint in the middle of the fence. So if an animal tries to climb it, once it comes to the joint, it drops.
Gotcha.
And it's very awkward the way it's designed. So they try, and I have some raccoons and coyotes and stuff like that. All the raccoons are relatively harmless, but the coyotes have to keep an eye on it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The bobcats are the worst, but the bobcats are closer to the mountain. So I specifically moved away from the mountain to make sure I'm as far away as possible from the mountain. Bobcats are the ones where cats are helpless against. Coyotes, they have not a big issue with because coyotes are kind of clumsy and they can climb.
Okay.
But bobcats, you're screwed. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get back on topic, or I can go on forever with this stuff.
Yeah. I was waiting to see if John was going to join us. He said he was supposed to, so we'll see. But we'll start without him. So basically, we'll just go over the Arnold, kind of get it out. Up here he comes.
There is.
Do you see the Iranian bodybuilder that died? I guess that's the only one I saw.
I did see
since
that.
our last show.
Who died? Who died?
Here, I'll put him up on the screen here.
How you doing, John?
You guys, how you doing? Hey, John. What's up, man?
Isaac Gavidal.
Oh wow.
Oh yes, I did see that.
Yeah, cancer.
Yes, right for a while, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of sad here. It shows where he had him in the hospital with his brain tumor and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's young, man. 35.
Yeah.
Where did he live?
Let's see. It says he's an Iranian athlete, so I don't know if he lived here in the States. It doesn't say. It only says he did the Toronto Pro 2018.
Yeah.
It looked good.
It's impressive.
Looks fantastic, huh?
Yeah. Very impressive.
Geez.
Yeah. Dorian and Nasser calves even, huh?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Crazy. So how's it going, John?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Got everybody back today, huh?
Yeah. Got a lot of good reviews from last week's show. It was really good.
I bet. It
Yeah,
was a great show.
Yeah,
Great
that was one of our best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it might be.
What's the Arnold Classic next weekend?
Arnold Classic is next weekend. Let me see. I'll go over the list here. This is the ones that I have listed as in it. Now, you guys may know the updates of who was out. William Bonac, Rafael Brando.
Rafael Rondo's out.
Brando, yeah, he's
Yeah,
out.
he's out.
Out.
Max Charles, he's still in.
Yep.
Brandon Curry's still in. Samson Dowd, is he still in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nathan Deshay.
Nathan
No.
Diasha, Nathan, he's out.
He's
Tore a
out.
bicep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's out.
Regan Grimes, he's still in. Kuklo, he's in. Cedric's still in, right?
Mhm.
So William is working with Chad.
Yep.
mhm.
That's exciting.
Who's working with Chad?
William
William
Bonac.
Bonac.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Okay.
How long have they been working together? Do you know?
It can only be a few months. So, he didn't work together for the Olympia.
Oh, no.
So
Let me
hopefully
see.
he's bringing,
I'll start.
hopefully bringing those legs back. Yeah.
I'll start with him while we're going here. See if he's got a recent photo here.
How old is Bonac?
It's gonna be what, mid upper 30s or
Late 30s, probably.
yeah.
Mhm.
Almost has to.
This was 1 day ago.
Yeah.
See if he's got anything else. This was 10 hours ago.
Do you share it? I can't see it.
Yeah, share it.
No, I thought I hit share. My bad.
Okay. No legs. Any pictures?
There you go.
Yeah, this is the one from a day ago.
Well, I seen one the triceps pose. In hamstrings are not great, but they were never great. And the front thighs you have to see, his upper body is always great. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with him will be his quads.
You've seen that side that this looks pretty okay here. I mean, not
Looks good there.
This was 6 days ago.
That looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Now, is that a recent picture? He
6 days.
He posted it 6 days ago, but is it an actual picture? Yeah.
2022 in 2 weeks time,
Right.
it says. So it's
10
2 weeks
days
out.
ago, less than 10 days ago, and so it was like 2 weeks, over 2 weeks.
It's really
Yeah.
looking fantastic there. Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
That's good for what, 3 weeks out? That's not bad.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed with that.
Question is now, can he keep that size in the legs, or will they kind of fall in again?
Mhm.
When he gets
Yeah, and if-
really hard.
Yeah, if you go back to
Here's 3 weeks out.
yeah,
Hey, I seen a rear lat pose of Ian. Wow, I mean, fucking unbelievable.
Okay, thank you.
Ian-
Congratulations. I had no idea. I didn't know.
Yeah, I think I overdieted for a few of my shows, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I should have come
I didn't
in
know
for-
your back was this white. That.
Oh,
just
that
the
was
super
incredible,
spine.
that spread. Yeah,
yep.
that was incredible.
My back and my legs were probably my two best body parts. I was very confident standing next to anybody on a real lat spread.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that could be, definitely.
So I seen Brad Wilkin now finally a little
Yeah.
bit. It's impressive, the guy. I mean, the
Yeah,
movements are incredible. Yeah. If he comes in dry, what he will, I think he can probably be a top 3 athlete there.
Oh, 100%. Especially based on, I can't wait to see. He's probably my dark horse, and definitely the one that
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing the most.
And I can't really remember that any of his athletes came in not ready, in the last few years.
No, not too many that are well known.
Yeah, I mean, at least the known ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
known, yeah.
top
No,
3.
Brett's going to
that's-
be impressive.
what if he wins? I mean,
I had him. Last year at the Chicago Pro when he placed third. I could have seen him winning that show too as well. But he's just very complete, well-rounded. And if he makes if he's made some progress since last year, it's going to be impressive. It's going to be interesting to see him standing next to some of these guys like Bonac, Curry, and
Yeah,
I mean, if you beat Curry, you're in the top 3 at Olympia. Huh?
right.
Yeah.
I think they've got to open it up for these newer guys, newer physiques on the scene. I think they need to not make people pay the dues and just judge what they see. And if the guy is better than them, put him ahead of them. Don't make him pay his dues. Just place him where he deserves to be placed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the most ridiculous things that you have to pay dues. If you're the better bodybuilder, you should be rewarded as the better
On
bodybuilder.
that day.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Here's Regan. This was yesterday.
Yeah, it's the weakest picture I've seen in a long time. But you know, there was like total empty in the morning, just getting up, and his weakest pose, what he says. So you know,
265. It says.
yeah,
Wow.
I know. I don't like this picture at all, but it can be misleading. You know, when you see the picture a few days before when he was full, you know, I mean, that was totally different. Where I think it was a video right next to it. I mean, this looks way better. You know.
I saw a thing that, somebody told me the other day that Milos has him doing like really low carbs for a long time.
Well, sometimes it's necessary. You know how it is, guy.
Yeah.
See, this one looks full like a house, guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's always kind of my dream, you know, when you have an athlete. I only had this a couple of times, so really moves to your place. You have 24/7 access to him. That's incredible. You know, mostly you don't have that much control over an athlete.
Yeah.
So in a way, Milo's whole concept is kind of up for review here. In a way, you know, I mean, show us what you can do, you know. And so far, pretty impressive what I've seen so far,
Yeah, and that's
I'm still not totally on board with this, you know, this, how you call this concept, his training concept, where you jump from machine to machine, the sets.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, so far, I mean, when you look at the guys who are really, really impressive, there's very few, like when you see like the Jay Cutler, the Phil Heaths, the Ronnie Coleman, the Dorian Yates, I mean, this is throwing everything totally upside down the way they worked, you know?
Yeah.
And I always looked at that system where you do those multi-sets, or how you call them, the
giant sets.
Giant sets, correct. I
Giant
looked at it more as a shock training, you know, not as a regular thing, you know.
Yeah, and those days also that he takes it, he does what is called as the hyperemia advantage, where he's loading them with tons of carbs. Tons and tons of carbs, so keeping them really, really glycogen loaded, so that they can get to workouts.
I do like that. Although I used to do this more on my days off, but I do like that, you know. But giant setting, and then another guy, I think he quit now. Nicolas Vuyo is a 212 guy. He had some kind of, with his coach, they did some kind of giant setting, but you know, it's also kind of hard to compare because Nicolas is about 4 feet tall. So
he was with
probably any system would have put size on the guy.
Yeah, he wasn't Nicholas. No, that was training with Patrick Tour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
They had some kind of similar kind of system in place. I mean, Patrick even gave the system a name. So I always called it making shit up as you go, but you know.
That's funny.
I tried to figure it out. I watched the leg workout, and it's just like, wow, you know, everybody needs his own system now. And this is kind of like makes up shit as you go. But okay, maybe I'm not that smart, so you know, hopefully there's more behind it.
To me, that type of training is intense, but in a different way. It's more cardiovascular intense. And I always felt like with my training anyway, I don't know about you guys, but to take a set to complete failure, I'd collapse on the floor. There's no way I'm going from a set of hack squats straight to a set of leg extensions or vice versa. I mean, I'm pushing my set to the nth degree where I am literally, I'm failing on that movement. If you really reach muscular failure, you cannot get up and go to another exercise for the same muscle group immediately after. Not my thing, but
that's damn near impossible.
It work for me.
Yeah, that's damn near impossible.
Yeah,
you trained a true failure.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little skeptical about that stuff, but you know, open-minded. You know, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, things move on, and there's more signs. But I still believe the way I trained there's no better way. But you know, I'm still gonna have to keep an open mind.
You can't argue with the physiques, though, can you? I always say when I meet new athletes, no, the human body hasn't changed since we competed and to now. The human body hasn't changed. It's just all these theories of how to make it grow, and the best comparison is to look at the physiques. I mean, JP, you were like ridiculously big, you know, so you really can't argue that what you did was effective. And the human body hasn't changed since, we haven't evolved since then.
When it comes to now watching what Milos does with Regan, I think the deciding factor is not so much this Arnold's Classic. It's about, when you change something, there might be a short-term success. The question is going to be what's going to happen in a year,
Yeah, longevity, right,
yeah. But, anything out of Milos' mouth is very interesting. And the guy is a thinker, he's a deep thinker, The guy is pretty brilliant, yeah? So I'm curious to see what's going to happen here, yeah?
Yeah. All right, well, see, I got Kuklo up next. This was an hour ago, actually. He just posted this.
Wow.
Wow.
Good shape.
I'm so rooting for him.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking what happened to him last year. He at the end ended up not even qualifying for the Olympia, being so balanced and nice. And because I clearly had him winning one of the 2 shows, he placed second. But then I think he had some issues between prejudging and finale, where I think Ian came back better, and this guy and Kuglo came back worse for the finale. But I had him winning one of them. So now what does he have to place here? Do you have to win the Arnold Classic or top 3, or what do you have to be to qualify?
I think it's just the winner that gets qualified. Everybody else gets points.
Oh, goodness.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough. He used to be top 5 back in our days.
Say that. It used to be top 5 when we competed.
No, it's the only the winner.
Yeah, I don't know, but then you have to kind of run from show to show and wear your body out, if you play second or third at the Arnold Classic. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that, but
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't want to get personal on the guy, but he's going through a divorce. You think that'll have any effect on it? How he competes?
well, positive and negative. We don't know the insides. Guy can be good or bad. I remember when I got divorced, first day I was alone on my couch. I was the happiest guy on earth.
Oh, that is.
I was like, wow, this is good. I was waiting for this for many years, but
Yeah, if you're in the wrong relationship, it can cause more drama than anything.
Absolutely. Well,
do
the
they have
stress,
kids? Do they
stress
have kids?
also.
I don't know if they have kids or not. Do they?
No,
I don't think so.
That would certainly change things. So yeah,
And
that's hard to say. I would like to ask him about that.
And Steve did say he's going to try to come in a little lighter this show and really, really focus on his conditioning. So
And I think what he should do is, remember what they did for Rami's first Olympia title when they just post him 2 hours a day. Because he seems to kind of lose control of the midsection a bit as the prejudging goes along.
Yeah.
And you gotta have to keep that tight at all time. And so
he was.
I hope
Steve faded. They worked the heck out of him in Texas at that show last year. He was good the first round, but the second 2 rounds he started fading real quick.
And I can guarantee you that the way Rami was prepared at the first Olympia win, they could have gone for an hour. Lida Broda would never twitch. So gotta do whatever they throw at you. I was once compared 6 times in a row at the second Mr. Universe in '93. And I was just all over the place, my breathing. And I knew when I walked off stage, this will never happen again. That I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah.
What about let's see who we can do now. Cedric. I don't know if this is a newer picture or older.
That's old.
That's an older photo, I bet.
We all hope, all of us hope that we can turn the clock back, but it will not happen.
Yeah, especially with his health scare he had. Too.
Right.
Yeah, his legs seem to be. I mean, I have seen some videos of him posing, and his legs seem to be downsized. And
in the best of scenarios, his glutes were barely hard enough.
Yeah, well, this comparison picture, he looks good.
Yeah. Now, didn't he compete in that says Rio de Janeiro? Didn't he compete there and win a show there?
I think.
But
so.
I think that.
Is that the one he wasn't competing?
Yeah, I think he was guest posing down there. I think for this here.
Yeah, it looks like a guest pose. I think.
Okay, yeah.
But he doesn't have any updated photos. At least on Instagram, he doesn't.
I've seen the new stuff of Curry. His legs seem a little bit bigger, at least in the upper inside. So, but we'll see if he can keep that. Yeah. So
he's been posting some good pictures. Let me see. I'll pull him up next.
But he hasn't. I'm going to be interested to see what his hamstrings look like. I mean, quads, but he's from the side when his hamstring drop and from the back. I want to. He has to bring that up there.
Every year, I think he improves his legs a bit till he's on stage next to the real big leg guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just, you can see when they need that wide stand that there's like compensating for something. You know, although it looks not bad, but you know.
Would you say he's the favorite going into this?
I would say.
On paper, yeah, 100%. No,
Yeah, second
yeah.
to Olympia.
I mean,
for sure.
the guy looks fantastic. I mean, look
This
at this.
was 12 hours ago.
Can't look much better than that. Yeah.
No, it looks great. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Shape, structure.
Mhm.
And then especially his back poses are, you know, one of the best of all time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who did we leave out?
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Justin
You got Brett
Rodriguez.
Wilkin there, Jason?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Brett Wilkin, you got him?
Wilkin.
Brett Wilkin, Justin
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I got Brett.
Yeah, Justin Rodriguez is going to be a dark horse too.
He's looking pretty conditioned, and he looks like he's ready to roll. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know, with him,
structurally,
it's gonna be 100%.
yeah.
He's not going to have any effect with a 95% shape.
No.
Mhm. This was 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually, that picture was like taken me like a little over a week ago, and
Yeah, that was
It's just
last
that's a repost. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks more like a 3 or 4 week out, but it's impressive.
Right.
His glutes are a little small. Huh?
Mhm.
I like his structure though. I like how he's put together.
It's great.
no, he's very complete.
How
Mhm.
tall is it?
How tall he is. Ryan, you know how tall he is?
5'8", 5'9", maybe.
Mm. Yeah, he's not super tall.
Be interested to see how he compares size.
Well, let's see how he is next to Bonac. So he's
That's
not much
old.
taller than
That's-
I'm just looking at his height.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he's not much taller than Bonac.
Yeah, probably 5'8".
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who else we say? Justin?
Yeah, just going through his stuff, you know, looking good, but not winner good.
No.
He's gonna be probably fight with Regan somewhere in the 4, 5, 5, 6 spot.
Let's see, this was a couple hours ago, according to this.
Yeah, it's good, but
Yeah.
look how full Brandon is up there in the chest area.
Yeah.
I just don't see the separation there.
Not much.
No
Yeah, one thing for sure, I guarantee you, if AJ's going to have him dialed in nutty. I mean, that's one thing about AJ. His guys don't come in just soft, and he'll be hard and dry, and he'll be separated.
Yeah. Ryan, you competed against him, didn't you?
Justin, no, we never
No.
competed against each other.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at a little bit further down at the rear double biceps pose and lat pose there, you know, on his profile,
Which one?
it was February 16th. Go down a little bit, a little further. There, here on the left, the double biceps, and yeah, I think, you know, that medium lower traps inside back is falling a little bit flat, but you know, those are details that can be corrected in the next few years. But
Mhm.
the guy is really consistently improving.
Yeah, he'll be on point. I believe he'll be on point.
Oh,
for this,
I have no doubt about that.
yeah.
You can see.
I thought he was very impressive at the Olympia last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could have even placed higher, I think.
So we have the first call out. Do they have now 3 or 5 guys in the call out? Would it be like 3? There would be Wilkin, Bonac, and Brandon, huh?
Well, sometimes it's 6. A lot of times they're calling,
I know,
more and
I know,
more.
but, you know, in my perfect world, it would be 3.
Right. That's the way they used to do it, right?
You're probably looking anywhere in the ballpark from 3 to 5. So
Yeah.
let's say 5 to be safe. You know, just
Then they're gonna squeeze Regan in there and
Kuklo. I think Kuklo will make that first call
Kuglo,
out.
correct?
Yeah.
Kuglo and Regan or Justin. Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they don't have a 212 in Arnold, do they?
Not
No, they cut
No.
that out a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I know Breon's doing the classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking great.
Breon
Yeah,
and Terrence.
And then this guy, what is this Polish guy or German guy?
Yeah.
Plays
Urs.
like fourth at Olympia.
Mhm.
Yeah, Urs.
Yeah.
Then you got Ramon, the Brazilian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Number
he got fifth in last year's Olympia. And I was listening to Aceto talk about it. I didn't know this, that
Ramon Rocha.
he got stuck in an airport and didn't make it to Orlando till like 12 hours prior to the Olympia.
yeah.
That he didn't have no food. And the day before he was eating fried chicken.
Yeah.
I was listening to Aceto talk about on a heavy muscle, and he still got fifth place.
Wow.
So I'll be interested to see what his 100% looks like if because I believe he's already he's in Columbus maybe already or heading early.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there already, so I say he's my dark horse. I think he's going to be the most impressive
Mhm.
because if you look at his shape and his structure and his round muscle bellies are just off the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to Logan Franklin? Wasn't he with the Milos too?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says that he's out.
Yeah.
Did he get injured?
I don't know. It just says he's out. It's just he's on the list of out.
The guy who's Ruffin, what's his name? Is he competing?
Terrence Ruffin. Yeah,
Terrence
he's
Ruffin,
actually the
yeah.
favorite. He's actually the favorite to win.
Yeah, must be your second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull him up.
So you got number.
From what I saw at
number-
Olympia, I would be very surprised if he doesn't win.
Yeah, you got number 2, 3, 4, and 5 from last year's Olympia, all competing.
Same in the wellness category. 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I don't see anything here. He hasn't really posted anything.
So then after the Arnolds, are there more shows?
Schedule.
You mean the following after that? I don't know
Yeah.
the schedule.
Week 1 or 2 weeks after, so the guys in shape can at least win the show and get the qualifier.
Right.
Yeah. Nick Walker, is he with Fuad other than I know Fuad's sponsoring him now, but who's training him, as he said?
Yeah, he just made a post just recently. It's some young guy named Dominic. What's his last name? Forgot his name, but it's on his. If you go to his Instagram page, he kind of made the announcement just either today or yesterday.
Let me ask you
You
guys.
talk
Do you think
about
you need a trainer at that point? By then, I think you'd know exactly what you needed and what to do.
Seems like they all have trainers now, Phil.
Yeah.
you talk about coaching. Somebody else is coaching him, or just training with him.
Coaching him
Coaching.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he did leave then, huh?
Yeah, he did left. He did leave. Yep.
And why again?
I have no clue.
I thought he did a
Oh,
post
that's
admitting
that's why.
Did he?
That's why they were talking about I think Colombo asked what's the coach on his podcast, Aceto, if he would coach him, and I understand why that question came up.
Yeah. Because he initially came out and made a statement that he wasn't leaving, but
Exactly.
Right.
fast forward a week later, then he left and went to Hostile with Fuad. That's their new sponsor. And
Check your JP. You got your phone in front of you. See if you can pull Nick's Instagram up. I'm not.
I
finding it.
am in it right now.
Wonder why I'm not. Did he block me? It's possible.
I tried to look. I tried to pull him up earlier today too, and I couldn't. It wouldn't come up. But
Yeah, it's not coming up now. I
you go
follow
to
him.
Nick_Walker39, and you look up like the hashtags. You can kind of find somebody that's tagged him in some of the pics.
Mhm.
Well, he sure loves me. I'm not blocked. The only one here. I talked for a while that Ronnie blocked me, but it was some kind of it was something to do with censoring, but my age wasn't in it or something like that in my profile. Once I changed that, I was so like heartbroken, and Ronnie blocked me.
He doesn't love you anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not on here for something.
Yeah, I can't really see anything about his coaching here.
Yeah, he made a post. I think it was the latest post.
The latest post is always working hard, hostile soups, young. Yeah, then his sponsors underneath.
I just there it is. Let me see.
Chest day with dome supplier sliced.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. If you go, it cat's out the bag. It shows him with the dumbbells about to do.
Dominic Brandon Mutaschio.
Yep, that's him. That's the guy.
Contest prep coach.
Cat's out the bag.
Wow.
All right. I don't know who the guy is, but
You ever hear of him, Ryan? I never heard of him.
Hopefully,
Yeah, I know he's a. I don't know him as a coach, but I know he's a species sponsored athlete. He's been with Dave for quite a few years.
Okay.
So the guy who won the nationals, Tomaszek, or what's his name?
Carlos.
He left Patrick Tour, and I just seen who he joined. So I did not even know that the guy. A girl I'm training regularly, but she's not coached by me, told me she's going to hire this coach from New York to do posing. And I looked at it, and he's the new coach of Carlos. The guy is very, very successful as a coach. He won a lot of pro cards. So it's hopefully a good move for him. Because, Patrick is difficult. It's like he's a little bit like me. It's his way or no way or the highway. Mm-hmm. So I know I'm losing sometimes athletes too. I have a tough time when they're talking back too much. Yeah? I think to some degree, I like conversation and things, but at some point, I know better than you. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
So I had this one guy who constantly measured on some stupid machine every single one, his left calf and his left leg and his right leg, and then when the numbers were not right, although I felt like we were progressing in a nice way, then he was all freaking out and we're going to change everything around. And I said, just freaking let it go. everything is going great. So I had to dump that guy, and he's a great athlete. Yeah.
Wow.
Jason,
I found Nick. I found Nick. We're still friends.
I forwarded you.
You can overanalyze things, don't you? I think bodybuilding is it's not that complicated. It's quite a simple process.
That's exactly
much.
what I tried to say to the guy. You have me to bring some old school element into this. If you want to just throw all those numbers at me every other week, I'm occasionally okay if you give me some kind of list of my calf, has this and this much more lean size and this much. No, but I can pretty much tell you if you improve or not, and if you're on the right track. We can live. It's like that somewhat famous coach in Denver who puts a machine on his girls, and then he comes up with what exercise react the best, and then he came out with this thing: squats or his machine told him that hip thrusts are better than squats. So drives me insane. Yeah.
Here's Nick's thing here. So this is his new coach?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We shall see.
Dom Super Slice.
I think they're isn't Nick originally from Jersey?
Yeah, I think so.
And so this guy's from Jersey too. So I'm sure they probably had a relationship prior to this, and
yeah.
So
I wonder what he got a lot of success with Matt Jensen. I wonder why he decided to move.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not on the same. It's just on a human level, it just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
Like relationships.
So it's not about his knowledge, it's more about personality.
Yeah.
I get that.
Dean Bonag left a great coach,
Yep.
Where he felt like the relationship took his course, and all I get from my coach is what's your weight, send me your pictures, what's your weight. It's pretty much I said I can't pay all this money for just hearing twice a month what's your weight,
Right.
So But then stuff. Yeah.
I think with Bonac, I think his coach was taking a percentage of his purses that he was
Wow.
winning.
Oh,
And
it
he didn't
was
like that.
outrageous, absolutely outrageous. That
Yeah.
kind of cut he got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if you train a guy like Bonac, you just have to kind of, I don't say you have to do it for free, but you get so much advertising out of that. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Right.
kind of start to take 20% of a guy's income over here.
Yeah.
And I remember after he fired him, he went into a show. I don't know if it was the Olympia, and he did really well. So
Yeah, he did. I mean, his legs were never that good again, but I mean, that probably has different reasons. You know, I'm sure that's nothing to do with the coach. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's just still good in the last couple of weeks if you have a good eye on you. Yeah.
Right.
So that's the kind of coach I would have needed back then. You know, it's just kind of like outline is somewhat of a strategy, but you don't have to be daily involved in my training or not involved in my training at all. But I thought in the last week, I want somebody being very close to me, you know.
Someone who can critique you.
Yeah, how much do you deplete? How much do you load? When you stop loading, you know, I mean, this is very hard to see, you know, for yourself. Yeah?
Very true. Yeah.
Can't see the forest for the trees. You never think you're lean enough, and then you miss out
Correct.
if you're going flat. You know, it's no matter how lean you get, you think you're fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard that when Ronnie used to show up in Vegas, like Tuesday or Wednesday. So, you know, sometimes he was totally overloaded and sometimes not enough. And they had to kind of do a different kind of loading every time. And he's an 8-time Mr. Olympia. So him having a great coach definitely helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what I never would have needed is somebody putting a training program together for me. That's just,
No.
I mean, I don't mind bringing in some kind of idea if, you know, if one of my muscles doesn't grow, but you're not going to tell me how I have to work out. Yeah?
Mhm.
Right.
Did you ever have a coach to help you prep for the last few weeks, JP?
Never.
No, me neither.
No.
Yeah. But I mean, regretfully, you know, I mean, I would have liked to have someone in the last week or so.
I would.
You know, absolutely.
Back in the day, my one regret is that I wish I'd have worked with Chris Aceto for one of my shows, just to come in at my very best, because I feel like I over dieted for a lot of my shows.
Well, who was popular back then? Who was the popular coaches?
Chris
Maybe
Aceto really was one
Chad.
of the main ones.
No, Chad was the only coach I really knew.
Mhm.
I know
Chad.
Chris was around, but I didn't really know of him. You know, it was all about call chat. You know, then we had a couple of guys in Germany, and but that's pretty much nobody else had a coach. I know Chad. Once he started really getting into coaching, that was already late 90s.
Mhm.
But he pretty much coached everybody. I think in the 99 Olympia, he had about 4 out of the top 5.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He was
Yeah.
coaching. He was coaching Nasser, right? And
Flex.
Lonnie and Flex.
Yeah, Chris.
3 of those.
Chris Cormier. Yeah.
Oh,
In the top 3 at the 99 Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have social media like you have now, where you can just go and search and find a coach. You know,
right.
back then, I guess you just kind of had to look at the magazine and look at the bottom and see who he was coached by.
Yeah. JP's right, though. I mean, that Chad was really like the first one. And then now since then, I mean, that was, of course, 30 years ago or whatever. But
I think Chris was coaching before Chad, and Chad came in. I know Chris was coaching people, and then Chad came in towards the end of my career. My last show was 98. So Chad was just coming in. The last 2 or 3 years that I competed, Chad was starting to get athletes ready. But I know Chris had been getting athletes ready for quite a while before then.
yeah. Chris was coaching Mike Francois, I remember, back in the early
That's right. Exactly.
That's right.
That's where I saw Chris.
Paul
back
DeMeo.
when Mike Francois' pro debut. I competed against him in Chicago Pro. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I think
Well,
it was
Chad
coaching
initially
Chris
was
Cormier.
training Kim for all the Olympias that she won, the titles.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he
And that's-
transitioned into the men, right?
Yeah.
Hey, when you think of coaching the way it is now, you know, like where really the coaches pretty much decide from every meal to when to go to the bathroom when you work out. I was just surprised to see. I'm reading François' book right now. You know, our friend François, and he pretty much had a coach like that from the early 80s on.
Wow.
Who really told him every meal, every workout. François wrote that he drove 35 miles to the gym, And then often, then he had to stand in front of the coach. The coach is looking in his eyes and says, "Today you look tired. Go home." He was absolutely devastated, when he heard that, because he was so all day waiting for the workout, and then he was eating, training, every rep, everything was totally designed.
Wow.
I was very surprised to hear that. I didn't even know anything like that exists.
Me neither.
No.
John, have you had Chad on your show?
No, I haven't.
No. I
I've
haven't
known
reached out
Chad
to him.
I've known him a long time because I knew him in Chicago. I was guest posing at the first show that his wife did.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember meeting him there. I think that had to be early 90s, maybe 91.
Now, John, they're from Illinois too, right?
They're from St. Louis.
Yeah, he lives in Missouri.
Oh, he's in Springfield, Missouri right now, or is it St. Louis?
Maybe it's Springfield. Yeah, it's
I think
Missouri.
it's Springfield. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to reach out to him. So he used to be a cop too,
Yeah.
back in the day. So maybe I can use my cop connections.
Yeah.
I remember guest posing at the Emerald Cup in Seattle in, what year would that have been? Probably like 96, 97. And there were me, Flex, Paul, Kit, Kim Shavesky, and Chad Nichols sat at the booth the whole day. And it's the first time that, remember when they first started bringing those other classes in, they brought all these guys, I don't even know what class they called it. It was before men's physique. And they all came out in like all-in-one lycras. And they were doing like almost like a fitness routine. And I'll never forget, Paul turned around to me and said, "Are you doing this next year?" Paul Dillett, that is. It was, yeah, I'll never forget that. But I was sat talking to Chad and Kim all day. Nice people, really nice people.
Yeah.
I think I guest posted in Seattle in '99 with Lou Ferrigno, but he was more doing the boot work and doing some biceps poses on stage. And Ronnie. And Ronnie didn't look great. I remember that, but very good, but just not great. So then Ronnie told me that this is this phase where he doesn't work out at all, where he, for 3 months, where he for 3 months doesn't even go to the gym. This is at the end of this 3-month phase. So I looked at him, I thought, okay. If I don't work out I talked to him, I said, if I don't work out for 2 weeks, I look like crap. And if this is how you look, 3 months not training. So it's worrisome, at least for us.
What's the longest after a show you've ever taken off, JP?
No, I did it different. I did. I right away went into a cycle for 4 weeks. Right in after the show, the whole thing, D-ball, Trenbolone, EQ test, the whole thing for 4 weeks, and then I took off. Okay. After that, depending if I did Arnold's or not, I took off for about 6 weeks after that. But I still worked out light.
Yeah. I think Dexter says he doesn't go to the gym after a show either. I remember him.
Yeah, I know. I don't have quite the genetics. No, my idea was, my body is so hungry. I make the most progress right after the show. But then looking back now, at some point I changed the concept with my athletes after talking to another great athlete, and he said to me, "Listen, JP, your body is making a lot of progress anyway. There's no point of taking all those steroids when you come out of a show. Just if you want to train hard for a little longer, that's fine. Go on a minimal dose of testosterone, and you will progress anyway. So there's no point to wear your body out like that." It kind of made sense to me. So I see now with a lot of my athletes, they're making great progress after the show without doing all of that. But I remember, I think Dorian did it the same way I did. I kind of looked it up from him a little bit, going right into a cycle for 5-6 weeks after the show, and then doing a break.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
Different.
Yeah. What's up with Flex? Has he got his invite yet? Somebody said he might have been injured. Flex Lewis.
Don't know. I don't know anything about that.
No idea.
Yeah.
It's looking big. I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to Vegas tomorrow. So
oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. Thinking of dropping by in that gym.
Yeah, you should.
But we have quite a program. It's a family thing, and we're going to see Billy Joel or Jewel.
Billy Joel?
Billy Joel, yeah.
Oh,
And then another show Friday night. So I have to see.
Where's Billy Joe playing at?
At the big one, what's the name of the stadium? The football stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where the Raiders play, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, probably the way they do it, they don't release all the seats. It's kind of stage and then about 50,000.
Mhm.
I think that's how they did it with the WWE there. They don't fill the stadium, but probably going to be sold out, hopefully.
Yeah. I keep forgetting you're just a few hours from Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, just drive right over there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a long flight for us.
Yeah, other side of the country.
Yeah. I didn't even like to fly because the back road is so beautiful here. You're going to some of those old gold towns to the back. We call it the back road.
Mhm.
Back in the days, they used to do all the westerns up there,
Mhm.
shoot all the westerns. So often when you look at a John Wayne film or so, you can recognize the mountains, from the back roads between Palm Springs and Vegas.
Yeah.
Some iconic little towns there. And yeah, it's a beautiful ride. I love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. When's their first show, Ian?
When's our first show?
Yeah.
April 24th in Tampa.
Okay. I knew it was Tampa. I didn't know when it was.
Yeah, it's the last qualifier for the universe. Did you see the I don't know if you follow the post, but did you see the change of venue for the universe?
No. I was looking at your pictures from the Kentucky, from the posing seminar. It looked like a good crowd.
Yeah, no, some great. I love doing those. You really do discover some great talent. Amazing talent. I mean, there was a kid there he could be a world beater. Incredible physique. Never competed before.
What's with the universe?
The universe. What happened was the Body Power Classic was the biggest expo in Europe, and the owner just basically cancelled the Body Power Classic, which is where the universe was going to be held. So he's kind of trying to dissolve the company and do a few people wrong with the deposits and stuff that they've paid. So Ryan found an arena called the Rico Arena, and it's got a casino inside, hotels, restaurants, everything. It's huge, absolutely massive. So he's actually going to host the universe there, and he's going to do a qualifying show for the PCA in England, and he's going to do an expo. So he's basically taking over the biggest expo in Europe. So
Ian, since my trip to Europe is going to be a little later, when is your New Mexico show?
The New Mexico show is June 25th.
Oh no, my first Europe trip is a little later. This is the London wedding trip. So no, I can't be there.
That's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Well,
I come to one this year. I was planning on coming to Florida to do some testing with our doctor, but then I decided to go to the clinic here on March 8th and do a true test for my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
I just actually got with Dr. Jason and got all my bloods done and went over everything. Very knowledgeable man. I mean, I feel a lot more content with speaking with him after my blood work. I'm doing pretty well apparently.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. He's not far from you. I think he's in Oklahoma this week. I just texted him the other day.
He's just filming a recording for some.
Yeah, something. He's doing something out there.
John, where do you live?
Where do I live?
Yeah.
Tampa.
Okay. Everybody's in Florida,
Yeah.
other than Phil and I.
Yeah.
John, you should come to our show on April 24th.
Yeah, where is it?
It's at the Centro Astoriano de Tampa.
Okay, yeah, I know where that's at.
If you want to come, let me know. I'll put you on the guest list. I'd love to see you.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe even get you to judge one of our shows one day.
Yeah, he's a great
Okay.
judge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I plan on being there.
I'm looking for people with experience who know what they're looking at. So if you're ever interested in doing that, I'd love to have you on the judging panel.
Okay.
But I'd love to see you anyway if you care to come over and see how we do things. We do it a little bit different,
Yeah, I know exactly where that's at.
Cool. But yeah, the April 24th show is going to be our final qualifier before the universe, because the universe is on May 15th. So any athlete that turns up at that show and we feel that he's reached a high enough standard, we're going to give him an invite to compete as part of Team USA to compete in England on May 15th. So we should have some good athletes showing up. Well, I know we've got some good athletes showing up. I actually met with one this afternoon his legs are world class, man. Absolutely. I love finding new talent. I buzz off it. I absolutely buzz off finding new athletes. I just think it's great. You know, I really do.
Hey, in what city in England is the university being held?
Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham. Okay.
Well, actually, it's Coventry. It's Coventry where this new venue is in Coventry. The Body Power Classic originally was at the NEC in Birmingham, but the new venue is in Coventry, which is not far. It's very close to Birmingham Airport.
Yeah, I've been in Coventry.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Well, I've been there. Yeah.
Oh, you've been everywhere, Phil.
Wow.
Everybody I know.
Phil's popular.
It's amazing. No, seriously though, you know people that I had no idea, like John and Carlo.
Right. I've lived in 5 countries.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is cool. Very, very cool.
Two of them marriages, of course, but 3 after that.
Small price to pay for meeting all those different people, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's eye-opening. I was watching a thing today. Somebody had reposted, I think it was WABA Worlds from 1985 with Ed Kawak and Samir Banu.
Yeah.
And, I think, what year did Samir win the Olympia? Was it 84?
83.
So only 2 years after his Olympia, he was competing with WABA, which is like an offshoot of NABA.
I was at that show.
Oh, really? Were you?
Yeah. Samir won. Jeff King took second. Thierry Pastel was third. Right?
Yep.
Wow.
Now, fourth was Eduardo. And after he got fourth, he grabbed the microphone and blamed Serge Nubret for his placing.
Right.
Right.
Ed Kawak was really good, man.
One of the best. One of my favorites.
Amazing.
Samir claims that maybe you can give me an idea if that's true. Claims that he was better at that show than at the 83 Olympia.
I think he was better at the 83 Olympia.
Yeah.
I think he was a little bigger in 88.
He was bigger, yeah.
Bigger, but he was sharper and more detailed in 83. In 83, he was unbeatable. You know, as many as people like Bertil Fox and wanted Bertil Fox to win that show, Samir was the actual winner.
Yeah. I've got those videos from that WABA World on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of them.
Well, on that video I watched today which is on YouTube, it might be yours actually, John. I don't know. I was watching it.
Yeah, maybe somebody took it.
And you probably did. But I mean, Eduardo's posing music was the exact same posing music that I used. I stole it off Eduardo. In fact,
really?
As a kid, I got those cassette recorders and playing record and held it against the TV so I could record it. And I used that as I remember doing that. And I used that as my posing music for the Junior Britain. And I actually competed at an Arnold Classic with that music. And so every time I hear it, it brings back some good memories.
Yeah.
I used to take posing so serious that I had a whole bunch of cassettes with me, or then later DVDs. I didn't even know which one I gave them. You know, so I had to wait on stage to what music is going to pop up. That's how serious I took that.
Yeah.
Sadly, I have to say that.
Well, you never guessed by watching your routines, JP. They were good.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. You know. But it's funny is when I look at my routines, my very best routine was my amateur routines. You know, when I look at the Miss Universe in China, that was probably the best routine I had. And then from that on, it just went downhill from there. So, you know, it should be the other way around. Yeah?
I did an interview once with Barry DeMay, and him and Gaspari, they were all competing in the 86 Olympia, and they were using that music, The Final Countdown. It was a real popular song in the 80s. So Joseph Gromulus was using it too. So Joseph Gromulus posed right before Rich Gaspari, and Rich Gaspari was freaking out backstage. He's like, "That's my music. That's my music." and then Barry DeMay told him, "I hate to tell you, Rich, but I got that music too."
Oh, Lord.
All three of them had the same song.
Yeah, there were a few of those songs when you went to bodybuilding shows in the 80s, you know, the amateur shows where every second one had the same music.
What about Diana Ross? I Want Muscle. Remember that one?
Right.
Yeah,
Not everybody used that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Right.
I remember that one.
Barry DeMay was one of my main. Barry DeMay and Lee Haney were my two main inspirations for posing.
Barry just turned 60 this week.
Yeah,
Right.
I saw that and it looks great.
I saw that.
He's
Yeah.
looking
Good.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Who would you guys classify as the best poser of all time?
Lila brother.
Lila Brada?
Muhammad Makawi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
and then Ed Corney too.
Between those two, yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Corney before them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Lee Labrada.
I was thinking Lee too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Makawi? Makawi is unbelievable.
Mm.
No, Mackay was incredible, absolutely incredible. One of the first real dramatic poses, I think.
Yeah.
But somebody that nobody's mentioned. Remember Thierry Pastel?
Yeah.
Thierry Pastel.
Yeah.
When I was qualifying for the Mr. Britain in 1989, I went and competed at an amateur show held in conjunction with the English Grand Prix. Phil Hill was in it. Brian Buchanan was in it. Mike Quinn was in it, and Thierry Pastel was in it. And Thierry Pastel posed to a George Michael song. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a George Michael song. And he used to pose he was so expressive with his hands. He'd open his hands and then clench and then open his hands and go into. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. One of the
dynamic.
That routine's got to be one of the best posing routines I've ever seen.
I've got that contest on video. I'll have to post his routine. Yeah.
I thought he was absolutely incredible. And when you saw him in real life, he was the smallest guy you've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was tiny. I mean, not physically, not muscle wise, but he was just a tiny little man.
Yeah,
but
like
incredible
5'3"
physique.
right?
5'4".
5'4".
Yeah, really 5'4". Yeah. But I think a very underrated physique. Very underrated.
It was very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My name hardly ever pops up when it comes to the great posings of all time. The great poses.
Mine neither. And I put a lot of work into mine. You didn't give a shit. How do you think I feel?
Now, do they judge the posing around at all now? It's eliminated, right?
At the Arnold, I believe they still judge it at the Arnold, right?
Oh.
John?
Arnold Olympia. I think NPC they don't. It's not.
You get 10 grand at the Arnold's?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
I think do they still have the best posing award at the Arnold? I think they do.
Oh, speaking of best posing, what's the guy who went to prison?
Titus?
No. Black guy, great
Albert
athlete.
Beckles?
Fox.
Melvin Anthony.
Melvin Anthony.
Melvin Anthony, right?
Yeah, he's
He
up
was
there
incredible.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Great poser.
Yeah.
Another great poser.
He's still in prison?
No, he's
No,
not.
he's out.
No, he's good.
He's out.
And then Kai Green is for sure up there too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about
Yeah.
Kai. Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah.
Kai was one of the only ones that did the headstand, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. The routine that he did to Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson was amazing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of practice.
And what I always liked the routine, like it's very simple but very effective, was Lee Haney.
Yeah.
Lee Haney was one of my
Every pose was right on, and there was no
Sure.
fancy stuff, and
Absolutely.
it's great. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very basic.
He was a great poser.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
His transitions were brilliant.
Mhm.
Yeah, excellent.
It wouldn't be too much to ask from somebody like me to deliver something like that, at least, for God's sake. I mean, it's just you know how I practice posing. So I had this thing that I want to be able to stand on stage without ever kind of really breathing for an hour. So I started to do the base poses, started 12 weeks before, every pose 10 seconds with the turns, but just the base poses, first the lineup, the quarter turns, every pose. So I could stand on stage for an hour, but I never really practiced with the music. I always felt like I have so many guest posings, I'm good with that. But then what I never did is when I did the poses, then every week I extended one pose. So now the first week was like 5 minutes every morning, then 10 minutes, then 15. So at the end, I did every morning like 45 minutes of hard posing. But what I never did is filming that. So when I changed, I mean, I turned and my stomach came out, I didn't know I did anything wrong. I just know I can stand up there for an hour. But all the mistakes I made, I multiplied with all this training I did, you know. So at the end, I was a freaking mess up there, but I could stand there for an hour without breathing. So yeah, that's kind of sad. But I was really prepared, just very misguided in my approach. So that's why I always tell my athletes now, I still do the same thing. I start with 5 minutes, you know, every pose 10 seconds, 12 weeks before, then go to 10, 15. But every week they have to film it once, you know. And then I take screenshots of every time when they had a little bit the stomach out, you know, and then I circle them and send it back. I said, I don't want any of that, you know. So in this half an hour of posing, there's not one time this can happen.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my major issue, not that I wasn't like prepared to stand up there, you know.
I think that's the best way of learning, teaching yourself or other people is by doing it wrong, right? You do it wrong and it sticks in your mind. If people tell you, you don't stick in your mind, but if you do it wrong yourself, now you've done it wrong, so you know the right way to do it.
I'll tell you something else funny about posing. This is with a lot of guys. They pose in front of the mirror. So what happens when you get on stage is they can't see the position they're in. And so that throws them off completely.
You feel absolutely lost on stage if you
Absolutely.
you don't have that mirror to adjust to. So what I tell people that I work with, if you're going to use the mirror, close your eyes when you're getting into the pose. And when you set it, open it up. And if it's where it's supposed to be, good. But if not, then make the adjustments, close your eyes and kind of set that in your muscle memory and and train that.
That's exactly how I used to do it. Right. Exactly the same.
That makes sense.
Go into the poses with your eyes closed.
And I stress it to them all the time. The worst thing you can do is just keep your eyes in that mirror all the time. You have to close out of the side of the mirror.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Also, the posing today, I think a lot of people don't use the good music. You know, they need to use good music. I've helped quite a few people with their posing routines, and I'd ask them like, what music are you going to use? And they don't know, or they come up with some kind of instrumental music that I never even heard of. There's no lyrics, you know, there's no song. It's not really a song. And I think that's so powerful. If you have good music.
Yeah.
I remember when Nick Walker won that New York Pro last year, he just did a really basic, just hit like the mandatories. He probably hit 6 or 7 poses max for his posing routine.
Yeah.
But it was to Aerosmith, and he timed the poses to the music, you know. So when the high point of the music, he hit like his back pose, and the crowd went absolutely insane. They went nuts. And it was just a really basic routine with like, I think 7 or 8 poses max. But he brought the house down because of his physique, of course, too. But also a lot of it was because of the music.
Right.
If you look at some of those 80s contests, they had some great songs, you know, and that really helps to get a great response from the audience.
Absolutely.
Remember that? I think it was the '88 Olympia when Labrada did that archer pose, and he did that whole rotation thing. I've seen so many people try to copy that, and no one's done it like Lee. He literally looked like he was being rotated on a
pedestal. On a podium. Yeah.
Incredible. I've seen a lot of people try to mimic it. Nobody's ever copied it though. Not as good as that.
Right.
Even Dorian tried to do that, I think, one year.
Dorian tried it.
I thought he was going to fall over. In comparison to Lee, anyway, you know.
Right.
Yeah, he would come out and pose to 2 full songs.
Yeah.
It was amazing, the endurance he had.
Wow, that's a long time.
He would hit every beat exactly right. Like he'd hit his poses on the big beats and
go
real graceful on the in-between bits. He was just fantastic.
And his body was positioned perfectly in every pose.
Perfectly timed.
Do you remember the times when there were no time limit? There was no time limit posing.
Right.
I think Ronnie changed that. I think Ronnie didn't want to leave the stage, so they had to kind of put some kind of limit. Put some kind of limit on it.
Everybody kind of followed suit. Well, he got to stay out there long. I'm going to stay out there long.
Yeah. I think John Brown was the longest guest posing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Wow.
He could move. He was a great poser.
He was great.
He taught everyone how to pose. He taught Melvin Anthony. He helped Sean Ray with posing. Quite a few number of guys.
Vince Taylor too.
Vince Taylor as well. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of great posers, you know, all three of them. I mean, Kevin
All
was
three of
great.
them, yeah.
Sean Gray was great.
Mhm.
Vince was great.
Yeah.
Vince was incredible. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Vince could pose it. That RoboCop routine he did, where
Right.
that was
Yeah.
that was brilliant. That brought the house down. And he did the Macarena, didn't he? Remember
Right.
that? He went to the crowd with the Macarena.
That freaking routine cost me a lot of money. Because you
Wow.
know, at my second Arnold Classic and European tour, I was very often one spot behind Vince. and Vince was not that great anymore. You know, he was clearly not. He clearly didn't beat me on stage, but he was always bringing the house down. So I was always one place behind
very
him.
popular.
So yeah.
Crazy.
Hey, and you guys remember John Brown's Mr. Olympia posing routine in '85 in Belgium?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
remember that, John?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
He brought the house down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that went on. That was. I still watch that to this day if I can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I remember going to see John Brown in seminar when I was about 14, maybe yeah, but probably about 14 or 15. And one of the best seminars I've ever been to in my entire life. It was very insightful. He brought the house down. And I used a phrase of his my whole career when people used to ask me, because inevitably people will ask a bodybuilder, do you take steroids, right? So that's one of the most common questions that you get if anybody sees that you're a decent size. And apparently John Brown was in a line at a cinema with his girlfriend, and a guy came up from the back of the cinema line and said to him, he said, do you take steroids? So John Brown turned around and said, do you masturbate? That's a very personal question. So when anybody ever asks me if I took steroids, I would literally turn around and say, do you masturbate? I always shut them up.
I'll tell you
what I always hated is when you know, when I had seminars, I was 320 pounds, and then something stupid like, but how flexible are you? So, what the fuck? Why are you coming here? You know, you want to see one of the biggest guys in the world, or you want to see the biggest kid? You know, why the hell are you here? You know?
You're gonna see a gymnastic act or a bodybuilding?
Yeah.
right.
Go watch yoga.
And I used to go to a lot of seminars. You know, they used to be all over Europe, because you know, every gym had them constantly. And I've seen some very good ones, and I've seen some terrible ones. So I love Tom Platz. You know, he was very charismatic in his seminars.
Incredible, yeah.
But without any names, I went to my very worst seminar. You know, it's a German, very famous bodybuilder. He did very slow stretches for 35 minutes. Yeah, he was going to his
You've got to tell me who that
regiment.
was.
Like every stretch 40 seconds, you know, and hardly talking. Then the next stretch like freaking 35 minutes. If you freaking wanted to die.
Who was that? You got to tell us who that was. You can't leave us in suspense like that.
Stefan Hertel.
I don't even know who that is. Never
Yeah,
heard
he placed second behind Gunther at the Universe. I think he won the European Championship this year, so he never became pro. You know, but he was a very good marketing genius. Also, this doesn't sound like marketing genius, but he was kind of a Rolf Möller type. He could make a living of bodybuilding, a very good living, without being a pro, really. So yeah, I wanted to freaking die at that seminar. You know, it's the most boring thing I've ever watched.
Funny.
What was the best
you know,
you went to?
Back then, we were so looking up to those guys. You know, you can't say a word, guys. Just you know, if the guy wants to stretch for an hour, to stretch for an hour.
That's funny.
I saw Ralph Mueller in that commercial with Arnold, at that Zeus commercial that they played.
I didn't even notice he was in it till I saw
I saw
that picture they took. Yeah.
I saw that.
So it must be at the very beginning when he announced that he's leaving heaven now, going into Palm Springs. Huh?
Yeah.
So let's we'll wrap up. Let's everybody say their top three. Phil, who's your top three?
I'm going to go with Brandon Curry first.
Okay.
If Onak's in condition, I'm going to go with him a very close second. And third, wow. Looking at the pictures of Brett Wilkins. Is that right?
Brett, yep.
That's I'll possibly go with him.
Yeah, you just picked my top three, so.
Okay. Wow.
So there's my Ryan. Where you at?
Definitely Brandon in first. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna say Steve Kuko is gonna nail it and be his all-time best, and he's gonna come second, and Brett third.
Wow.
I don't think William was able to bring his legs up since the Olympia. So so I'd probably have him in 4th.
Okay.
Wow.
Ian, any idea?
I would say Brandon Curry to win, and I like Reagan Grimes. I think Reagan and Steve Kukla.
I forgot about Reagan. Yeah.
I think Reagan and Steve Kukla second or third. I don't know which order.
Okay. John?
Brandon first. I got Brett Wilkins second, and I'll still go with Bonac in third.
Okay. JP, you going to keep first place on a roll?
Brandon first, Wilkins second, third between Kuglo and William.
Yeah.
So you got William 5th.
Fourth.
Or 4th. Okay.
Third or
Third,
fourth.
fourth. Okay. My bad.
I kind of had William dropping out, but now the whole chatting and maybe no motivation and the legs look slightly better.
Mhm.
But I think it could easily end up on 5 or 6. And I'm not very faithful of Regan being that great. So I hope I'm wrong on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the surprise of the show, I think the best all around will be Brett. I mean, I don't know if he'll have enough to beat Brandon, but I think he's gonna be the most impressive.
Okay.
Would be great.
Yeah.
New names are always great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see new faces.
Yeah,
It's amazing now how social media plays such a huge part in it, because, I think going into the show, I guess it was always like that with the Olympia and the Arnold, it was like everybody kind of knew who the top 5 or top 6 were going to be. But now with social media, that's such a huge part of it. So the guys who play that game the best, and they post their pictures, and if they're impressive pictures like Brett Wilkin, you get this momentum going, this buzz going, and then the judges know that too. They're going to look for him too. So
Sure.
it's a big advantage.
I mean, beating Brandon would be wow. I mean, that would be direct qualified for the Olympia, having all year. I mean, the Olympia is late this year, so he could make another jump.
Yeah.
But I'm not really believing that, but it'd be something else.
Yeah, it would. That's for sure.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Well, that's all I got, guys.
Yeah.
Good
Awesome.
show. I appreciate everybody.
Good.
Catch you later,
Thank you, guys.
Good
Bye,
seeing you
guys.
all.
Okay, guys.
All right, be in touch. Thank you.
All right.